My name is Zoe Flores, and this is how I got to Harvard. I went to private schools for the first, preschool to, it was a 4th grade. Then my sister, they decided to put her into, it was called OHVA. It's a public online school here in Ohio. So I went there, and you could go at your own pace, which was really nice. So I was taking freshman year courses, as an 8th grader, 7th grader. So it just really put me, advanced me earlier than most kids.
We really were going out on a limb. We had doing the online at-home schooling, but we felt it was the best thing because we saw her doing what the frankly below average kids were doing. Was the highest she was ever getting pushed at school. So we thought, why not try this? And it worked out really well because she's so motivated. She was always doing work she didn't need to be doing.
She would use a computer and teach my grandma how to use the computer because she actually knew how to read when she was 2. And I think at that point when everybody would tell me, oh, there's something special about her, and I'm telling them, no, just let your kids play on the computer. They'll be fine. They're like, no, it'll be in pieces. I think at that point, looking back, I can see that there was something different about her. It was like a big decision for us to let her go out of the house to go to school because, we had more control over her education when she was at home. I wanted to make sure it was a school that she would fit into, the one that would take her and her education seriously, and where they would have opportunities for her to grow beyond just being a regular student. So TTA was like the perfect choice for her.
It's really not like any other school, and it mainly focused on STEM, which was a big thing. STEM, engineering, focus more on that rather than, sports and whatnot. They don't have any sports teams or anything.
I want to know, what was the most fun thing you did here?
Probably the robots. The first robot, everyone's just stressed out about it. Doesn't know what they're doing. They end up breaking, the wheel goes flying off and stuff, and it's just fun watching everything, especially when your robot's finished and you're just watching the catastrophe that's going on with all the other ones.
And it's a lot of work.
Oh, it's a lot of work.
And you have to be able to, the one key is, you have to be able to motivate yourself. A lot of times kids just throw stuff on paper. Well, that's what you asked for. No, I wanted it in a clear order and to make some sort of sense. She could do that, and she could also motivate the other students to do that. They liked her, so they didn't want to disappoint her. And that's true. And she got her work done. She did one thing. She has a good work ethic, and she's done on time. And that's a good example to show for the others in your class.
Oh, Zoe Flores, she showed up, and I forget, it had to have been 4 or 5 years ago. Zoe had blonde hair and brown hair, and she was all prepared to argue with us because she had hair that was natural. That's what our dress code said. Nobody said anything about it. Very quickly, her leadership skills emerged, her interpersonal skills emerged, and I would venture by the 3rd week of school, her freshman year, teachers would have quit if someone had said something to her. If you read about emotional intelligence and EQ, it's as important as IQ in moving ahead, and Zoe has that.
People don't know what goes on behind the scenes. They sometimes take it for granted. I know I did. I was a runner and would run around here at the group runs at Second Soul. I then realized how much effort goes into putting on these things. So I then went working behind the scenes as a volunteer to help other people. I was able to raise half of my tuition for the Harvard summer program 2 years ago from generous donations from people that I volunteered for. And they kind of wanted to pay back and knew I had a part in the community as well as putting on the races, which was really cool.
That's where I met Zoe and her family back around 2009 at our group runs and some of the races that we do. It was pretty impressive for somebody as young as she was at the time to she ran the half marathon at Glass City and did very well. not only that, but she was constantly here with the events that we hosted, helping out and volunteering, helping other runners with their sign up, their registration, handing them their shirts. Just a lot of jobs that sometimes when you're putting on races, it can be hard to have it go off smoothly without any issues.
Volunteers are hugely important to the operation of a library because we're so busy here. Zoe was always super friendly and personable, helped welcome all of our summer readers, and had a smile on her face. And that's what we want to project to the community.
Another passion of mine is metal working as well as jewelry making. I took classes at the Toledo Museum of Art. They have scholarships that you can actually sign up for, and you can take these, classes for free. I use that knowledge that I gained from those classes towards my, schoolwork, academics, as well as my jewelry business. Music is a big passion of mine as well, like live music as well as, just listening to music, and especially the bands and people I listen to are inspiring and inspire me, especially, and are good, I guess, idols to look up to, and love going to live shows, just the energy and stuff, and I always look forward to something, so I'm like, if I get these things done, I then have only, that concert coming up or whatnot, and I just really like the atmosphere, and so then I took the confetti from those concerts and, put them in little rings and necklaces in order, carry them around and remind me of those, I guess, good times.
Well, I went to TTA for one class because I was introduced to the College Credit Plus program because I was advancing, I guess, too fast for their courses, or they couldn't keep up with exactly what I needed. So the CCP program was new at the time, so they didn't know much about it. We kind of both delved into it together.
In regard to College Credit Plus, it's one of our programs that, particularly students who are gifted as well as students who are ready for the rigor. What we try to do is we have built into the district 12 associate degree pathways, along with just continuing to get accreditation towards a bachelor's program. And so we have a lot of students who are very great in going about making sure they get their high school program done much earlier in advance, and moving on and getting into the college credit program. And many of them spend their entire day at the university than they do at the high school. And at the end of the day, that's the goal when we say college and career ready, is truly making sure that you give each and every child an opportunity to spend as much time engaged in curriculum of college level or being at the college level themselves.
I first met Zoe in fall 2000, going into the fall semester of 2015, so it would have been over the summer. At the time, I think that she might have been looking towards engineering, but the thing is for like a lot of students, I don't think that she necessarily had her specific major in play. So what we did was we made sure she took classes that went towards multiple degrees. She worked with us. She had an open mind. She trusted that the plan was in her best interest.
I took full-time semesters for 6 semesters, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. And I get full college credits from that, and I have about 64 right now. College credits. Have paid nothing for taking them. It's just crazy, especially taking stuff over there, because I call UT sometimes my high school. Definitely going there boosts my GPA, just kind of shows how, driven I am. So I submitted it to Harvard, ended up getting in.
I was admitted to Harvard!
That's great. It's not even 7 o'clock.
No, it was 7 o'clock, and I refreshed, and then there was this giant thing, and it says, "Congratulations, you are in Harvard." You're in Harvard. See, that's me. That's me right there. That's me. They're inviting me.
You got it! Zoe's leaving. Zoe's going to Harvard. I'm thrilled that she got in, because I think any parent, it's Harvard. There are movies made about kids trying to get into Harvard, and we'll be at her Harvard graduation. I will still be in disbelief.
Her success isn't a question of whether or not she's going to be. It's just exactly what success she's going to achieve.
I hope she does something important. She's smart enough and she's working hard enough. She should end up doing something important that will make a difference in people's lifestyles.
She will end up doing whatever she decides to do. I'm retiring soon because I'm an old dog, and I told Zoe at graduation here, I said, I just want you to do one favor for me in about 10 years. Find out wherever they've put me, what kind of home, wait for a cognizant moment, wipe the drool off my face, and tell me what you're doing, because it's going to have to be fascinating and interesting.
I expect to see potentially colored hair. At the same time, a graduate, and, one, just telling me her story, and two, asking if there's any way I could be of support, but more importantly now asking if she could be a support of the district. I expect to see big things come from her as well as her siblings, and, they all have the same, attitude and about life, so I'm excited to see what those things come, and that's why we'll make sure to stay in touch with her as well as we do with all of our students, but she'll continue to stay in touch, I know, because she'll need a letter of recommendation at some point in time.
I just want to see her being happy in 4 years. So 4 years, she's obviously going to have that bachelor degree. We don't have to worry about that. What I want is for her to be happy and doing something that she loves. Because that's the secret at the end of the day, is doing something that you absolutely love and that you're passionate about.
I'm really thankful for them. I would not be where I am today without them. With all the opportunities, they each had a different amount of opportunity for me, and I'm glad that they allowed me to use that to the best of my abilities and able to succeed in my goals. It's never too early to start thinking about the future, even though it might not be the path that you ultimately end up taking. It's good to just have somewhat of an idea what you want to go into, where you're going to go, but it's just crazy. It still hasn't really set in exactly what's going on. It definitely was worth it. It's the beginning, but it seems like I have a good base for everything that I'm hoping to build up.